shall we do it together? 1, 2, 3.
When the kids go back.
Salaam alaikum.
Cool, yeah, audience. So snack is here like every week. Okay, I have to stop singing.
If you can do a ringtone, no. If you can do a jingle.
Yes, if any of you out there knows how to make music, help us out. We need a jingle.
We had a comment saying we should ask the audience. So hey, audience.
Yeah.
Can you help us out, maybe, if you want to hear something cool at the beginning instead of this really awkward hello.
Yeah.
Salam alaikum. أهلا بكم للبودكاست
رقم 8.
8, yeah.
And we are back from spring break and we are not ready to finish the semester, but we are back and the podcast is back and I have all 3 buttons buttoned up and I am choking but I'm okay. So أهلا بكم في البودكاست. الحلقة رقم 8
هنكلم عن أكل. ودي صعبة شوية عشان أنا جعانة قوي.
Nadia is actually hungry while filming this, so we'll try to make it quick because you know, get some food.
And my stomach may input its voice.
فإحنا عايزين نتكلم عن الأكل. Much like a lot of things in Egypt that we do, الأكل is usually a struggle for people who are like singles or like don't have moms to like, you know, to cook for them. I miss you, mom. Miss your food. That مسقعة. And yeah, since I just came back from spring break and you know mom was like basically stuffing food in my stomach like and لسه واكل كل تاني. And so yeah, so mom was, you know, she spoiled us because she knows we're on vacation and everything. But when we're not spoiled, we're alone and we don't know if, I mean, I can cook but I usually get lazy and you know you wanna get somewhere. مش كل الناس عايزة تاكل ماكدونالدز كل يوم على فكرة يعني. ففي ناس عايزة تاكل أكل حلو كده وكيوت ولطيف وحلو وكيوت تاني ولطيف برضو وتيستي تيستي فبس.
ويس أكل is related to everyone. انتوا مصريين, you eat, so this should be relatable because we eat, right?
احنا بناكل قوي, بناكل خالص.
Yeah.
So and before we start, we need to give shout outs for last
shout out time.
Yeah,
thank you to everyone who commented.
Yes.
i.e. 4 people.
I'm glad some people found our story cute because I felt like we were talking to each other and we forgot about you guys. So
yeah, so thank you. Hayat Muhammad.
This is the latest comment. What did she say?
Oh my god, guys, you're so sweet.
Cute face.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Hayat.
Thank you for your comment.
Rawan said, Rawan, we know you, Rawan. Ha. Love this episode. Thanks for the shout out, guys. Yumna and I were with Nadia in class. And we all met in that field trip into the pyramids. Ha. Massive love. Problem solved.
Alhamdulillah.
And then Yumna, who was the first commenter, the Yumna 92, what did she say?
This is probably the best episode ever.
Yeah. We met Yumna after the episode and she was like, I can't believe I got featured in the episode. Well, guess what? You're featured in the next episode too. Get excited. So yeah, thank you, Yumna.
And then Mohammed Osman.
Yeah, that was the best comment in my opinion.
Yeah.
He said what? Say.
After high school, I knew a girl on Facebook and we got accepted into the same college, and we first met on the first day of school during the protest march, and we're friends since then.
Which is a very unusual kind of. I mean, it's not like our story is usual, but it's like it's an unusual. You know, like it's a nice way to meet up with people.
Yes.
You know,
it's a small world.
Whatever floats your boat, you know, whatever floats your. What is that the right saying?
Yeah.
Whatever floats.
I don't know if it's related to what you're talking about, but yeah.
So yeah,
thank you for your comments.
Thank you, Mohammed
Leave
Osman.
comments in this video and tell us what you think. You can request things and you can.
Your comments mean really like very like it means a lot to us. We like seeing your comments and we like seeing people who relate. And if we can make one person relate, that's success. So.
Yes. Or smile.
Keep them coming. Yeah.
I like to make them smile.
Just comment with a smiley face, even if you don't have any comments on the video, but it made you smile or it made your day better. Just comment a smile, and then we'll count the smiles. They'll be like, الفيديو ده وصلنا ل 54 smile كده فاهمة يعني.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. So, moving on to the topic, which is أكل. Today
Yes.
Nadia said that we needed to talk about this because, you know...
We were talking about it, yeah, and then we were like, no, let's pause and then save it for a podcast. Because like, we were getting heated on food. Who knew?
It needs it needs proper addressing because we pay a lot of money to get not that good food.
And just a little like insight for your information. I have a background of food.
So
I'm good. I eat food. I was like basically I was raised in a restaurant since I was a baby.
She was raised in a restaurant and she still has this shape. I mean, I eat one piece of gâteau بتاع منا ده ولا the next day. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, so I was raised in a restaurant like yeah, I even like stayed there. Anyway, so I know a lot about quality food and
we can make an unofficial shout out to Bella Pasta Pizza.
Okay.
You know, it's okay. We can leave the link, even though the restaurant is in Kent, England, not in Egypt. But what do you know? Maybe one of the audience will go there and he'll be like, oh, there is this place I heard about.
Go to England, shout out, check out the link in the description.
Bella Pizza Pasta. Pizza or pasta?
Pizza and pasta.
Bella Pizza and Pasta.
Yes.
Best restaurant in Kent, even though I didn't try it, but I trust it from the pictures.
You will.
Yeah. So, Bella Pizza and Pasta is, you know, the family business. And Nadia has been raised in it, and she knows a lot about Italian food, like all there is to know, basically. Whenever we go to an Italian restaurant, Nadia's like, but the sauce could have been a bit lighter. It's too much sauce.
So that's what we're going to talk about.
The cheese could have been gibna rumi because I don't like gibna beda.
That's what we're going to talk about. It's like quality of food. Like we go out quite a few times.
It's true, and we as Egyptians, we don't have an insight of what quality really is. We just see the place, and if it looks fancy, we go. Or
so just from my point of view, like when I started living here and going out with family to restaurants and going out with friends, because we live in Tagama and there's a lot to offer and close by, and kind of it's nice to go, like when you finish university, you go out to eat with your friends and then you go home. And so...
and then you're alone and then you cry.
So yeah, I noticed that, you know, definitely, and you can say this, that eating like in Egypt is not like eating in Europe. And
it's
we're
struggle.
Talking about like the quality of food and the service and just like everything basically.
Yeah.
Like so when we find restaurants that are like good, like you have to...
we hold on to them.
Yeah.
And we all Egyptians know that لما مطعم جديد بيفتح بيبقى كويس جدا في الأول وبعدين مثلا 4-5 شهور or maybe a year on يبتدي بقى يخرف ويعمل بقى حاجات وحشة وينزل الأكل غريب ومش معمول حلو يعني this is a very Egyptian thing يعني.
Yeah, and I think that's mainly because chains are everywhere and you have like literally you have one branch here and then like you walk down the road and there's another branch. It's like yani I have like a wide selection of the same thing and it's chains. And so when it's chains, the managers don't really focus on like...
بس حتى when it's chains, it's not as varied as مثلا the US يعني. We have McDonald's
everywhere.
Yeah, McDonald's
that's what I'm talking about. You can probably name like all of the chains in Tagamo. Like there's probably 10 of them. Just copy and paste them around each area and that's it. It's like...
That's true.
I don't really have much
there
to
are restaurants
choose from.
that fall under the same thing almost. Cookdoor and Mu'min and McDonald's. They basically serve the same thing. بس Cookdoor like does pizza عشان يعني يبقى مختلف يعني.
And like Chili's,
and then Mu'min,
Tuesdays and Good Friday. Friday.
and then Mu'min is like
and
then like Mu'min is trying to have like a lower price so that like he competes, you know. Everyone is trying to look for competition but nobody is looking for variety أصلا. It's all based on American food or burgers or sandwiches or whatever.
And you get iron. You need to eat good. You need to get the good food you want.
فين زمان لما كنا ناخد الرز والخضار
مش أي كلام يعني.
يعني ها مش فرايز even though fries are good, I know.
Yeah, but
nobody can resist
sometimes
fries.
there's bad fries. There's things there's such thing as bad fries. Like it's like too oily and all it is like just oil and crust and it's like فين البطاطس. But good. I went to one restaurant. I was like, I don't like these chips. Like,
Well, the thing is, when in Egypt, whenever we want to go out, we basically think هناكل فين. Because we don't have the idea of going out for anything other than food.
There needs to be more like fun activities.
That's one thing. The second thing, because we have this impulse, more and more restaurants are opening up, or what they call as cafe and restaurant. Like what is there's nothing such as cafe and restaurant. This is a very Egyptian thing. يعني انك تفتح كافيه ويعمل اكل ماشي قشطه, هو still cafe لان هو it's a place where you sit in a very non-casual way at any time of the day and you can have snacks or whatever. بس restaurant برا او يعني في العادي is a place where you know like you basically kind of prepare going there. وفي حاجة على فكرة المصريين بدأوا ينسوها جدا. It's called reservation.
Yes.
احنا مبقاش بنحجز. يعني I love how we're like sometimes like when we go with and it's like 12 people مثلا in university and then مثلا
just collect your friends.
يوم الخميس يوم الخميس ورايحين CFC مثلا كايرو فيستيفال سيتي وعايزين ناكل في حتة. طب ما طبعا هيبقى مكان على آخره. We're gonna go there until we get a table that's big enough for all 12 people. We're gonna wait for forever. And by the time we decide where we're going أصلا because one wants to أنا عايز أروح روبي Tuesdays يا عم غالي ومش حلو, لا أنا عايز أروح TGI Fridays يا عم لا أنا أروح تمارة بقى يا عم أنا بوست أنا أروح عند محمد أحمد بتاع الفول. يعني by the time also we decide where we're going to eat we don't want to eat anymore, and by the time you get there and find the place that's another struggle. It's very random. And whenever we want to eat we just you know like يلا نروح ناكل, you know.
I know, but that's the thing we have to change. We're talking to you.
Yes.
When you go eat, like what do you really look for, and like are you really satisfied with the food? Like طبعا like food at home might not be as good as food outside, but it has to be close because I feel like
sometimes it's not even.
Yeah, and you're paying your own money. You're like, hey, I have money, I'm gonna pay you, I want this, but firstly give me good service, like you know, make me enjoy the whole like going out into a restaurant. Secondly, give me hot, fresh, delicious food. Is that too much to ask?
And hygiene. Give a little bit more care to your toilets because that makes a difference. Yeah. Yani, it could be a great restaurant. You go to the toilets like, and it's like, yani, do you even clean this place? Yani, it's a restaurant, you know.
It's strange. It's a strange thing. So we want to know your opinions because I'm very opinionated about this.
It's true.
I feel like there's a lot of places that like it's basically fast food but in a restaurant. There's very little like quality food and fresh food and something that you know you'll go there again and you get the same quality. It's not you go there again and like either this time is like really like either you didn't heat anything
consistency
like,
that's a very
and I think that's the whole thing
problem.
with the chains. Like there needs to be more space for independent like small restaurants.
True.
So you can and the managers like
it's not only
on just
it's not only space, it's actually the mentality. Yani a lot of people open restaurants in the hopes that it will be so successful I'll just make a lot of branches. Nobody thinks of just making one place so good that people will actually go from all over Egypt just to come eat.
I mean,
and it's usually places who succeed like this are basically people who do food for like the lower classes and they're like he doesn't have a lot of ambitions other than this place, and then it becomes big, so his circuit starts getting bigger and he either keeps getting it bigger or he starts بقى فعلا thinking of branches. But there's no like thinking of just why not make this better, you know. Because we all think this is the best way to make money,
and
basically.
You know, the thing about those chains, like, they're there and they're everywhere. And, like, it might not necessarily be busy on every day. But if you have an independent restaurant, you can be surprised. You can literally have every day is like the weekend. It's just people coming.
What's this place called? There's a restaurant in New York that's owned, or New Jersey, I think. It's owned by Robert De Niro, the actor.
I don't know.
So I don't know صدقني ما مش عارف اسمه ايه, بس في ناس تعرف الحكايه دي. في مطعم في نيويورك او نيو جيرسي حاجه كده. It's owned by طبعا there is the celebrity appeal because Robert De Niro owns the place. Basically ممكن تروح يوم الخميس بالليل تلاقي روبرت دينيرو بينزل لك البيتزا قدامك عادي يعني. This is how casual it is. So people go there for that, but it's one branch. It's super small. People basically eat and go because there's too many people waiting outside. بس it's successful. وعلى فكرة that's not the only example. يعني مش عشان روبرت دينيرو, في حاجات برا معروفة إنه it's one branch in this one city, and people basically once you land in the airport they're like, طب you have to visit this place because it's well known. Like مثلا the Blue Note bar, which is really well known for like hosting jazz musicians. It's not always about branches. It's about the quality you give in this one place.
So basically instead of having like lots of chain branches everywhere and you're not always getting the same good quality food, why not have, you know, small places and you know, you have culture and people like what they like this cuisine and this cuisine. And and I think that's down to the people as well. I think if you guys like you go to a restaurant and you don't like something, you have to tell them.
That's true.
a really important thing. Don't be like, oh yeah, whatever, it wasn't good, I'm not going there.
ما تبقاش
for a month.
like the manager comes by and he's like, hey يا جماعة أخبار الأكل إيه, and you're like, you're just being nice and you're like, it's good.
You tell them لا.
يبقى like بقول لك يا برنس هنضحك على بعض, بص الجمبرية في الطبق بتنط لسه, بص إيه القرف ده. Be like this, you know, like not because you're being mean, but because you're paying to get service, so you just have to come and
that's exactly it.
That's if he's asking you how's the food, then he's basically asking for it.
And it's not just anything. It's like if you find the place like it's not clean, you tell them, because hey, that's their job. And the thing about Egypt as well is, if there's a restaurant, it doesn't matter how many people, there's always a lot of staff, mainly because like staff like rates are quite low. And so if there's more staff, there's more excuse to pay attention to every single detail, rather than having a small amount of staff and they still do a better job. And so I think that's the thing. If you go to a restaurant, you like tell them, hey, I think you could improve this, or could you do this more? And
so I mean,
keep the ball rolling.
this all comes from when we were talking about, we Egyptians, we care about quantity more than quality.
Yeah.
Like I understand some restaurants give you like بتاع قد كده يقول لك 200 جنيه. Like I don't agree
to this. There's one extreme and then there's
يعني مش بقول لك حط حاجة قد كده ودفعك فلوس وتقول له كده حلو.
If you're a celebrity ماشي.
We're very critical of the quantity of food as Egyptians, because you know we like to eat, and rightfully so. Yeah.
That's one thing I noticed. Like I swear, I've been to restaurants in Egypt. The plate they give you is like it's like. Where the heck do you get a plate like this big?
They're only made in Egypt, actually.
And I'm like,
I mean,
I'm not gonna eat it.
I'm okay with this quantity, but like if you do it well, I'm okay with that, and I could pay actually more than you asked me for. Then I know it's a lot of food.
But there's no. Sometimes there's no option, and you literally like have to get like a plate. Like it's huge. Some big plates.
I know. You know, like the ones in Spectra or Roastery or all, like they have the big square ones.
And that's one thing. Also, there was one time I got a steak, and the steak was قد كده, but the sauce was like نص pot of pizza, and I'm like, I only have a little bit of meat, and like no one's gonna eat all that sauce.
Maybe the waiter thought you liked the juice more than the.
But it's a waste of sauce. Like I've got nothing to.
ما هو فاكر كده هتشربيه
بقى. I get a straw.
لا هتاخدي الطبق زي كده ايه لما بتاخدي
okay.
عادي يا ما انت في مصر مش مشكلة. That's true. It's true. We need to think of the quality, and we need to have like some restaurants don't even know their audience. Yani they have a lot of specialties. This طبعا results into not doing any of them right, because I have Italian food and I have Thai food and I have Asian food, and it's all in one place. Yani if you can do them all at once right, that's great, but usually you can't. You know, and the quality is really important, even though the quantity. And I'm sure, and if you get quantity that's not unbelievable, but you get it with good quality, you'll be really happy. Yani last time we went to this restaurant that we're gonna shout out later, and they got me a lasagna. It wasn't big, yani كده. It was كده, and it wasn't cheap. And I was like, okay, well, we'll see. And then the moment I start eating it, it's very heavy. Yani lasagna معمولة حلو, so it's like يعني worth all the money اللي أنا دفعته. That's good. يعني if you feel like you've eaten right, then خلاص, that's all there is. يعني. So
let's go to the stockings
already,
because we know where to find good food.
We're already at the stockings.
I don't know, should we?
Okay,
I think
so. The point is, just to close this, is that you go out anyway, you want to eat out anyway, you might as well just eat well and pay money that you think is like, suitable for this amount of eating.
Chain restaurants that we've been to, they're not that cheap anyway, and it's like I don't want to pay. Like I literally like it ruins my mood when I have to pay for something that I don't like and the service is not good. I'm like, hey, can you smile? Like أي حاجة, I'm paying you أي حاجة, do something. Give me good food, or give me smiles, or give me nice service.
And the culture of delivery food is just, I mean, in Egypt it's even more than anywhere else. And America invented delivery for pizza, basically. They have this for pizza only. Oh, I don't know. I haven't been there, but that's what I know. Yeah. And some we started this whole delivery for everything. Like we have delivery for pharmacies. Do you know that making your own new car license is actually being delivered to your home now? You do it online and it deliver it to you back home. So the whole culture of delivery is actually kind of ruining the experience of dressing up, going to a restaurant and having a good time. So that's that one thing. And the other thing, when you eat McDonald's مثلا, let's say you eat it a lot because you have to, okay, and let's say you usually like McDonald's, ماشي, I'm pretty sure that 60% of the time maximum is what the amounts of time when you get McDonald's because you want to get McDonald's and not because it's the fastest delivery and because it's available and because you don't have any other choice. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure that every time someone buys McDonald's is because I want this big tasty so bad.
It's just like,
it's like I can agree that 60% of the time you want it, but 40% is basically because it's fast, it's there, and it's quick, and it's food, you know, it's just gonna fill up the gap, you know. This is very important to consider because you know, enjoy the simple things in life.
Enjoy food.
Yes.
It's what you live off.
And that's why we're gonna start this talking part to make you love food and life like you've never loved it before.
And we know some good places that are like, oh my god.
Yeah.
You know, to live here, it's so good. So, which one shall we start off?
What, the one that's on the screen?
Okay. Stew Snack Stalking. Go check them out. We are gonna leave the descriptions in the video or on SoundCloud. Go check out. You can say this.
No, you can say it.
No, you can say it.
Okay. Portadoro is a restaurant in Muhandisin in Siliman Abaza Street, I think. You're gonna find the page and the link so that you know everything. And it's an Italian. Yeah, it's Italian place, and it's epic. It's the first time we went. Remember, it was last semester after the paintball.
Yeah.
And it has like good quantities, that's for sure, big quantities basically, and good prices actually for the quantities you eat, and quality that is
quality food, fresh. You know, hey, someone just made this, and it's right there in front of me.
You know how Egyptians always say if they make the seafood good, that means it's really good, because usually seafood is kind of tricky. Well, their seafood is good, and I usually don't eat seafood outside my house, and I'm not into seafood usually, but everything they do, basically, even the dessert, remember?
Oh,
it was so good. If you have the time and if you live close by to Muhandisin, or you feel like one weekend you're like, you don't know what to do, call them up. Reserve, because it's a very small store, by the way. It gets busy really quick. Actually, it's very well known too. It has 100,000 likes on Facebook. So reserve and go and have a nice meal, you know.
Buon appetito.
Buon appetito. Buon appetito. Okay.
Also, another thing we were talking about, these restaurants, one thing you can notice that is also a good thing when making a restaurant is that you can kind of see the kitchen.
Yeah.
Which is cool because you
also makes you
know where the food is coming from, because a lot of places
you don't see where
restaurant. And you can kind of tell that, like Meselen Spectra and Chili's and things like that, they have the same appetizer and it looks exactly the same. Basically, it's frozen, min akhir. And I don't want that, you know. I can buy frozen food from the supermarket and do it.
It's okay.
So if you want good food,
that's true. So visibility of the kitchen is very nice sometimes. It's fun. So next restaurant, I give you the honor.
حاجة مصرية شوية.
Yeah.
Zuba.
A lot of you know Zuba, of course.
Yeah.
And
it has expanded. We were there when did we go there? Last semester for the first time, and
Zamalek.
It was only at that time it was only one branch.
Yeah, no, I think there was one in City Stars by then.
Yeah, but they were building it, I think.
No, it was open, I think, by then.
Fine.
But it was still a small place. The one in Zamalek is tiny. You know it, I think, if you've seen it.
That's where it started.
Yeah, and for a place that just started, it was it had started like 2 years back or something. And you know what Zuba is, probably most of you. They serve Egyptian food with a twist, كده, like they make their own creations, which is a lot of people. Cool. A lot of people, by the way, like criticize that. Oh, أنا أروح أدفع 20 جنيه في طعمية ومش عارف إيه. I get that, you know, but sometimes all you want is food that is well made and that is quick and a good experience of the place.
Clean
and then you pay actually the money for it. And you know what? This money will result into a higher wages for the people who work there than the usual that they would get.
Also, it's something Egyptian, and we have to support Egyptian things.
I mean, you're in 2015. If you go to somewhere where they give you sandwich فول بجنيه ونص مثلا, which is still expensive for some people. I know that it caters for a certain class of the society, but how do you think they pay the guy who works there, you know? So sometimes it's okay to pay a bit extra if you want the place to continue to be as the same quality, you know?
And we as graphic designers love that whole like interior and branding. It's really cool. And
the guy who did the place, like he knows what he's doing. Like he knows branding and he knows.
And
I'm really impressed.
We like that it's Egyptian. It's Egyptian, homegrown, and you gotta support it.
Until I go home, this is the only thing that makes me like patient enough to go back home and have some home food, because they make it بجد أكل حلو كأنه بيتي. It's well made, yeah.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of character. I think that's one really key word.
Yes.
Character. It's very cool. And then we have another Italian. I'm sorry,
The Italian is taking over her life. You can't stop
born on pasta.
Yes.
We have Il Gusto.
Il Gusto.
Yes.
It's a restaurant that opened recently in Medinti.
It's brand new in Medinti. If you go check it out, you will get some quality food. Again, you can see the whole pizza oven. It's like wood-based, stone-based. And
it's really good, so good.
You can see him make the pizza in here and there, and it's in front of you. in your
table.
Yes, and it is good food. It is.
It was really good. I mean, it wasn't the cheapest place, but at least I paid when I was convinced that I had a good time. You know, that's good. You pay and you don't feel like you regret what you paid. Bad.
أنا جعانة.
أنت جعانة? Okay, so because Nadia is جعانة, let's wrap this up and go feed her a lot of food.
And go check out those things. And if you go to the restaurants, that would be really cool to hear your reviews.
Yes.
Are we good? I think
and suggest restaurants that you know. Suggest your restaurants. And go to these restaurants and try them out.
Yes.
I know one is in مهندسين and one is in مدينتي, بس يعني
variety.
جرب يوم جمعة وفاضي اطلع طريق السويس وروح كده مدينتي ولطيف.
Yeah. So. Yeah. We'd really like to hear if you do.
Yes.
And. Yeah.
Hey, that's
I don't know. I think so.
Okay.
I think that's it.
So thank you for tuning in for another Soot snack, a little Soot snack for you, every Friday at 7 p.m. No, we don't have a time. It's just Friday. Okay. And yeah.
And as soon as it turns Goma, boom, you have a Soot snack. It's surprise Soot snack, basically. Surprise on Friday.
Exactly. So thank you for tuning in, and check out our iTunes, subscribe to it, and our SoundCloud if you want to have the voice version only, and check out the pages that we shouted out. Check out everything.
And comment
and like and share. Do everything.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. Like our page on Facebook. Everything. Follow me and Nadia.
To wrap it up, we go. Salam. Bye. But الناس that had rubbish, they didn't just like because it's just gonna be there جنبهم.
I gotta love the sound effect. It's the best sound effect ever.
So like people الناس that had like picnics وكلام that and had like plastic bags, they would share it and everyone would put.
It's the government's new capital. So I mean, I know people are not convinced with that, but they're gonna move everything, even the embassies. They're gonna like outside. Can you imagine Zamalek after that?
That's a good point.
It's gonna be beautiful.
It's a good